Here's some advice for all contractors out there that got OSHA called on their job site. Your first instinct is to freak out, cuss out the OSHA guy, and tell him to leave your job site. But don't do that. Because what he's doing immediately after getting the call, they are rolling around with their camera recording everything, and they are trying to build a case against you. They want to hit every violation, and it's expensive. A violation as small as not having a pen in your scaffold can easily be a $10,000 fine per pen. So what I did when OSHA came out is I immediately called an OSHA consultant. What an OSHA consultant is like a lawyer, but not a lawyer. He understands all the details and lingo that OSHA is trying to fine you with, and he understands how to navigate talking and communicating with them so we can minimize your fines. You're going to get fines, but for first-time offenders, it's really good because they can reduce the fines upwards of 75-80%. And also, if you're really communicative with the OSHA guy and you're very intentional and apologetic, and you use the lingo that your consultant talks to you about, you can get fines wiped away almost completely, or fines wiped away almost completely. So first, I highly recommend getting an OSHA consultant. And immediately after getting the OSHA consultant, it was just like a breath of fresh air. He's my guardian angel. He stepped in, and everything that the OSHA guy barked at me, he was able to come back with yes, you need this, and this is what we're going to do. I'll take care of it for you. We immediately set up a class for all my guys to take so they can get certified. We changed so many protocols. We got like SDS forms and all this stuff. I had no idea what it was, but this guy was able to wrap it up into one sweet bow and tell me everything I need to do. My biggest thing was you have to stay on top of doing everything immediately so you don't forget. Don't let it go on the back burner, because the OSHA guy is going to call you 3 months later and he's going to say, what did you do? And you want to prove that you. So the worst thing you can do is just ignore it, because you're going to get hit hard. So after taking the class, we immediately implemented everything on our job site. We took an entire day. We set up scaffold. We have an OSHA checklist of everything that my guys have to hit at the beginning of every day. And then now they send me pictures of everything being checked off. There is a bunch of stuff that you have to do, and it's nice when you're on top of it. And what I did is every document I got, everything that they signed, whatever, I scanned it and put it in special notes. So whenever the OSHA guy comes back and says, I need all this information, I just was able to send those notes over to him. So basically, I was doing everything wrong. And the last thing you should do is freak out and get angry and say, this isn't fair, because it is all those things. It's not fair. It's not anything, but we have to take care of it, because they are going to come at you. And if you're not humble, you're going to get hurt. That's all. The next thing the OSHA consultant is going to do is come do an on-site inspection. So he's going to come to one of my job sites and act like he's OSHA, because he used to work for OSHA for like years and years, which was a blessing to me. So he knows exactly what he's looking for. And he's going to criticize everything and make sure we're perfect. So whenever OSHA gets calls, what we want is, if someone calls OSHA on us, that means they're seeing something. We hope that, first of all, we don't get any calls, but if we do, that OSHA looks at our job site and just drives past us, because that's what they'll do if they're not seeing anything. Unfortunately, that's not what happened when we got our first call ever. So, yeah, we got hit hard, but, we're picking ourselves up. It's going to make us a better company. So, I'm excited for him to come out to my job and do a test. I just wrapped up my case file with the OSHA guy. I sent him everything. I had everything organized, and the consultant, it's so nice, because I'm paying him, and I can ask him all the questions in the world. I can ask him to send me any documents I need, and it makes us look so good. When OSHA gets called on you, and then they come out and they see that you immediately took care of everything and you even hired a consultant, they're going to be just blown away by that, and they're very gracious. So it looks like my fines are going to be a minimal. They found about 8 things, which is $80,000 worth of fines if they want it to be hard. After 75% off and everything, we're still looking at thousands of dollars. But it looks like he's so nice, the OSHA guy, is bundling a bunch of stuff together. It looks like we're going to be narrowed down to 1 or 2 fines, and they're going to be 75% off. So we're probably only going to have to pay, hopefully, just a few $100, which is just insane. And if I had an attitude, it 100% would be worse. They're okay with shutting people down, putting people in jail. This is the federal government. They do not play around, and it's bureaucracy. So you know how that is. But anyways, as a business owner, it's just it's nice now to have all this stuff. I know my guys are really safe. We have a disciplinary program now, so if they're not following all the rules, it's all show, but it is real, so they know what they need to do. And the biggest thing is, this is the biggest thing for OSHA, is that you set up all this stuff as the owner, and then you put all the onus on your guys. And if you can show that you set up everything perfect, you have a disciplinary program, you have an OSHA checklist, you have SDS forms, you have everything right, and you can show that you taught them, that you had these conversations with them, which I can because we hired a consultant to do the class. You can show all that stuff, then you get no fines. You could, if OSHA comes by and sees a violation, you could just say, I told them everything, this is what they should have done, and then now I discipline them, and they can't come back on you now because you told them this is what you're supposed to do. So that's the whole benefit of it. So I recommend, if you haven't dealt with OSHA, is to get all your ducks in a row. You can ask me questions and everything in the comment section, and I'll try being the best I can answer, but prevent this from happening. So when OSHA comes by, you have all your documents in place, and you can defeat it. It actually makes you a better business owner. So going through all this, and also the consultant, he only cost so far $1,900, which is very inexpensive for the amount of work he's been putting in. And it's probably going to be another $1,900 after it's all said and done, after he does the on-site test and everything. So we're looking at under $4,000 to prevent me from getting tens of thousands of dollars worth of fines and to make me a better company. So I highly recommend getting an OSHA consultant. And I was fortunate enough to have a friend. I called immediately and I said, what do I do? And he said, check this guy out. And we've been working together ever since. So yes, OSHA violations, big deal. Don't take it very seriously. Be respectful, be humble, and learn, and you'll be fine. You'll get past this.